Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Body Talks podcast, where we have real conversations with incredible practitioners who are helping people to reconnect with their bodies and their well-being. So, my name is Jess, and I'm excited to introduce you to one of the practitioners who you are going to get to meet at the North Shore Wellness Experience, which is happening on September 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And joining me today is Christina. She is a certified colon hydrotherapist at Wellness by the Sea in Salem, Massachusetts. And she specializes in digestive health, lymphatic drainage, abdominal wrap therapies that support the body's natural detoxification and renewal processes. So I'm going to let her speak to more of what she does, but I just want to say that, at this experience, Christine is going to be leading a workshop called The Flow Within, a whole body approach to digestive wellness. And she's going to be located in the Becoming room. So, Christina, thank you so much for being here today.
So nice to meet you, Jess. Thank you for
Yes.
having me. I'm excited to be on this podcast
Yeah, this is
and
so much
also to
fun.
be part of the upcoming show.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And
Yeah.
we were offline talking a little bit about the experience and what it's going to be like. It's really going to be a welcoming kind of retreat style day where you can have real
Mhm.
conversations, experience, and learn about things that maybe you don't have access to in your everyday life. So, have these conversations and, join some workshops, watch some demos,
Yeah.
have some mini services. That's always my favorite because there are things that I want to try that maybe I'm not
Yes,
ready, willing to pay full price for, but I want to get a taste of it, right?
absolutely. And another element of the upcoming event that I'm really excited about is that there's a great mix of all different modularities.
Yes.
It's not just, and Melissa's been really considerate to have a great balance between them. So there's really just going to be at most a couple vendors or businesses per modularity. So you
Yeah.
really will get a great broad taste of wellness.
Yeah, so cool. I wish that something like this existed when I was starting out on my journey and trying to,
Yeah.
explore.
I've been
So,
looking for something like this.
so Christina, I'd really love it if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, like what inspired you to focus on this work? Like what drew you in?
Yeah. So I've always had a passion for wellness. So even as a teenager, I was really inspired about nutrition, very focused on hydration, and was just very much aware of how the everyday choices I make would influence how I would feel.
Totally.
And that curiosity just stayed with me for the rest of my life. But professionally speaking, I did start out in marketing, and as part of my work, I had to, distill complex topics and information into really easy to digest ways of understanding for
Yeah.
people. And but it was really my own health journey that brought me here. So I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I discovered colonics during that journey. So colonics was introduced to me by a holistic practitioner who I was going to, doing an integrated approach to healing from the second cancer diagnosis in particular, and I felt just so much better after doing every
Yeah.
session. I actually became obsessed with doing the colonics
Really?
right
I've heard that
away.
that happens. I heard that you want to keep going once you get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, after the first session, not only did I feel amazing, I felt so much lighter. I felt some of my symptoms were much better improved.
Yeah.
But every session I did from then on out, I always imagined the water just, washing away anything bad inside of me.
Mm.
And I just imagined myself just getting much better. And so I was doing an integrated approach, as I mentioned. As part of the protocol, I was going to about two, I was doing colonics about 2 to 3 times
Hmm.
a week. And I was driving an hour each way to get there because if anyone searched for colon hydrotherapy in Massachusetts, there really aren't that many places that do it. And there
Oh,
wasn't any place on the North Shore, which is where I live. So I always wish, like, I wish there was somewhere closer.
yeah.
So, fast forward after so much time of doing it, I discovered I left my corporate job and
Yeah.
I was just at that place where I was ready
Yeah.
for a change.
Yeah.
And I decided, you know what? I really want to bring this to the people of the North Shore. I see such an opportunity to help people heal and feel better. Like this is done for me. Did that like this did for me.
Totally.
So I decided to open Wellness by the Sea.
Yeah.
So that took me on a journey, of course, of getting certified. It's really important to make sure that anytime you do colonics, that you're going to a certified professional because colonics is not a regulated industry.
Mm.
And I just want to add as a side note, you always want to make sure that the machine that the colon hydrotherapist is using is FDA approved.
Oh, that's so important.
It's so important. And it's something that I didn't even think to ask when I first started out. In the
Right.
place that I was going to just used a homemade machine. So always make sure that, just a little side
Oh
tip.
my gosh, they make homemade machines. I didn't know that.
Yes, or just yes, and the difference is that you can't sanitize them. You
Oh,
can't sanitize the inside of them. So just a little tip. But as I began to work with clients, I realized that digestion was just part of the picture. And a lot of my clients were coming in with circulation issues. They had issues with balance and sluggish lymphatic flow, bloating, which certainly relates to colon hydrotherapy, but
mhm.
also has to do with other areas or other parts of health.
Yeah.
And so I brought in sort of a coaching feel to my business as well. And so everyone who comes through my doors, definitely always have a conversation. So that's really important part. It's
Yeah.
not just say, I'm not just, I don't just tell people like, you're here, let's get started with the treatment. I'm
Yeah.
definitely more than a technician. I definitely bring in that sort of coaching aspect to my work as
Yeah.
well. And I give a lot of lifestyle advice as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that led me to expand Wellness by the Sea to include lymphatic drainage.
Mm.
And so I use something called electro-lymphatic drainage. It's a device with a handheld wand that produces vibrations, and the
Mhm.
vibrations reach all the way to the cell level. So they're actually decongesting right there, right at the source as well.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
and recently, I've expanded on my lymphatic drainage offerings to bring in abdominal wraps,
Mhm.
which are really more of a lymphatic drainage service with a little bit of a aesthetic benefit of the tightening
Mm.
and the sculpting as well.
Wow. So that's really just, it feels like a full body approach, right?
Yes,
And I love
absolutely.
that you're talking about the coaching piece of it because being somebody who's never experienced this modality or this type of work, I would need a lot of hand-holding. I would want to talk
Yeah.
it through. I'd be nervous. And it just sounds like people who come to you are just really held, which is beautiful.
Yeah, so people who walk in my door, usually they have not done a colonic before because again,
Mm.
this isn't a service that's very well known on the
Mm.
North Shore. So people are still learning about it. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people are so nervous. And what I
Yeah.
find is that people discover colonics, maybe they had a friend who did it years ago. Maybe they came to see me, their friend, and so they were referred, or maybe they went to TikTok because
Yeah.
colonics are all over TikTok and they're just so curious and they think about it for a while and
Yeah.
finally they come in but they're so scared, so I make sure that everyone is very comfortable before we get started. So there's always the and a first appointment at Wellness by the Sea, there's always what I call an introduction. So it's just really a chance for us to get to know each other, for the client to ask questions, and
Yeah.
I always walk everyone through what a session looks like. I show the machine first, I talk about the process. I talk about how they might feel during a session, et cetera, et cetera. And I give a lot of tips as well. Most
Mm.
people are super dehydrated.
Oh.
Even people who think they drink a lot of water, they usually, could still drink a lot more. They also, there's a lot of times it's just lifestyle choices.
Right.
And I've had a lot of people come back to me and say, wow, I implemented some of your advice, some of your tips, which are
Mm.
just basic, usually always everyday things people can do at home, like just increasing exercise, taking some deep breaths throughout your day just to lower your stress. And they feel so much better.
Mm, that's so that like just hearing those words feels good, right? Because you're right. I
Yeah.
think that it's not about the big dramatic things that we implement into our lives. It's like I always say it's the micro
It's the
moment.
foundational
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And so,
we
yeah,
get lost in it. We forget, like, oh, I should probably move more and I might feel better because we're so busy.
absolutely.
We're so busy.
We don't pay
Yeah.
attention to ourselves, but our
Right.
bodies always let us know, at least in subtle ways, if
Hmm.
it wants more attention from us. So always,
Totally.
always listen to what your body's telling you.
Yeah. And that le kind of leads me to what I wanted to ask you next because thinking about your workshop and
Yeah.
what you're offering, I love the idea that like everything in the body is connected.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you could just explain a little bit more about that whole body approach to
Yeah.
wellness.
Yeah, and exactly that. That's what I think of when I think of a whole body approach. I think of everything in the body is connected, and so
Mm,
nothing's isolated. Digestion certainly doesn't happen in isolation. So it's
yeah.
really influenced by our hydration, movement, how much rest we get, how much sleep we're getting at night. Our stress levels, our circulation, lymphatic system, everything.
Yeah.
So being really conscious of how we treat our body, going back to the point I just made earlier, is critical.
Mhm.
And I'll be touching on a lot of that in my session as well.
Yeah.
I want to just go on, go on a little bit of a tangent here that many people think of bloating, constipation, fatigue, just feeling off are just symptoms of digestion,
Mm,
just digestive issues. But it's really a lot, there's really a lot more going on beneath the surface. And the point I'll be making in my talk, and certainly what I talk about a lot in my office with clients, is that when we support the body as a whole and we create better balance, then all of our systems work better and then we just
yeah.
feel much better.
Yeah. I think everyone can relate to that because I think even myself included, there have been moments where I try to focus on one symptom and try to make it go away. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also it's so important because I myself tend to compare myself to others. I think it's a very natural approach. We say,
Yeah.
oh, well, someone else, for example, this year, I've been on a weight loss journey and I always looking around. I'm like, well, what are they doing and how are they doing it?
Yeah.
And I see that a lot in my office as well, that people just want to feel better. And so they're always talking to others and they're saying, well, my friend or my sibling did this one thing. Why isn't it not working? But I'm trying that. And it's not working for me. And
Yeah.
one thing that I really encourage and what I work with people on is just really looking beyond individual symptoms
Yeah.
and really just understanding how your daily habits, your lifestyle choices, and even just supportive wellness therapies can
Mhm.
really work together to help people feel their best.
Yes, I love this. This is such a good
Yeah.
conversation because it's almost like a little bit of a wake-up call, you know? It's like
Yeah.
the doctors aren't doing this whole body approach, right? I mean, I know for me, I went to the doctor and I was giving them symptoms and I was concerned about my hormones and I felt like I got brushed off, you know?
Yeah.
And you go home and you feel like, okay, well, then I should just focus on this one thing and this will make it feel better. But if we can kind of expand our view on health and wellness,
Yeah. I agree
in the way that you're
completely.
talking about, it really could make a huge difference in our lives. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
That's why I called my session The Flow Within.
Yeah.
So it's really about understanding how the natural connection between our body systems and creating that healthy flow, physically, mentally, energetically. And
Yeah.
that can really support overall wellness from the inside out.
Yeah, and I love like going back to when you were talking about when you were going through your healing journey and you were talking about how you were visualizing your system being cleansed and cleared. You know, I think of my energy work and there are times like standing in the shower and just envisioning the water like just kind of flushing over my body and removing like any
Yes.
negativity that I might have picked up throughout the day, you know,
Oh, I love
and
that.
like setting an intention around that, right? And really seeing it kind of move down my body, cleansing my energetic field, and then going down the drain. So, I mean, and it makes me feel better, right? I mean, I believe in energy. It really does depend on, you know, what you're into. But for me, it's a reset, you know, and it's a
Oh,
simple practice.
absolutely.
So I loved that visualization technique that you brought up. It's really, and it teaches the subconscious mind, you know, a new way of thinking, being, and doing, which is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do, one thing that I do here is, especially since so many of my clients are nervous, understandably, I
Mm,
do on the table ask them to visualize something
mm,
that brings them peace. A lot of my clients appreciate sort of guided meditations, if you will, or guided visualizations.
yeah.
And I do often, where I love the ocean so much, and my office is ocean themed. I do often, bring up visualizations of, people walking along the beach and just
Mm,
the waves lapping against the shore. And
yeah.
when they recede, they take away all of your worries and anything that might be making you feel anxious. So visualizing is such an important and powerful tool.
Right.
We all have that in our control.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
And I'm a
beautiful.
huge believer of energy healing. So even though I personally offer physical detoxification, I think, tuning your mind is just as important. And I do
Absolutely.
have energy healing here through other practitioners,
Hmm.
just because I think it all goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. Again, it's, mind, body, soul, right? Mind,
Yeah,
body, soul. So I think it's great.
absolutely.
And I was thinking about when we were talking about like the how we have a symptom and we kind of we align it to like one thing, right? Like, oh, it's got to be because my digestion's off, or it's got to be because of my
Yeah.
hormones. Like we try to self-diagnose, but a lot of people are dealing with like bloating, fatigue, digestive discomfort. Like they don't feel like themselves. And I'm just curious, like, what's one thing you wish more people understood about their gut health?
Yeah, I love that question. Just thinking about what I tell people. I just wish more people knew that, feeling bloated, constipated, uncomfortable all the time isn't something that they have to live with. I think
Mm,
that I just feel like the majority of the US is this country, people have those issues and
yeah,
they just live with them.
yeah.
A lot of my clients have tried to solve this by going to conventional medicine doctors,
Hmm.
and they're just told to take a laxative and that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're fine. Their symptoms are chalked up to be, the over encompassing, IBS,
Hmm.
um, and they're told to just, that's it. There's nothing else you can do. But and then people are also told, especially as we go older, people are told, oh, it's hormones,
Yeah.
it's just stress. That's just how your body is. But those symptoms are definitely your body's way of trying to tell you something. So gut health isn't just about what you eat. It's what I wish more people knew, is that your lifestyle could really help you at least alleviate some of those symptoms.
Yeah.
If people just drank more water,
Yeah.
if they move their body more, if they manage their stress better, if they
Yeah.
got more sleep, if they just, supported their body's natural digestive system processes, just through small, um, consistent habits, it would just probably make a big difference for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I just went through this myself, honestly. I was feeling that, all of that. And it has been, again, the micro changes, not the big, like, I'm gonna do this
Yeah.
whole health overhaul. I've been just adding different things into my world that has really like reset my mental health. My body feels better, my digestion feels better. So I love this. It's so important. It's such a good reminder, like, so that people don't think that this is just normal, right?
Yeah, it's
Um,
actually not, it's common.
mhm.
I would say the majority of people are going through that,
Yeah.
but it's not normal.
Right.
And I really believe that
Yeah.
the body isn't meant to work like that.
Yeah.
So the sooner that people realize that they can empower themselves with just everyday choices,
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people would feel much better.
I think so. I love that. We talk a lot on this podcast about the connection between the mind and the body, and we've been doing so today. How do stress and emotions and nervous system really play into this whole
Oh
digestion piece?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They are definitely deeply connected through the gut brain connection. And so the nervous system and the gut are constantly communicating with each other. And that just means that our thoughts, our emotions, our stress levels can directly impact how our digestive system functions.
Hmm.
And I actually see it all the time. I've been mentioning how a lot of my clients come in very nervous and stressed, understandably, of course, and they people clench their organs, and
Oh,
so they
yeah.
don't really let themselves release and just let
Yeah.
things go.
Yeah.
The colon is a big organ as a like that people tend to hold on to. And I think
Yeah.
that's also a big reason that people can't go go like
Yeah.
they should because they're holding on to it. So
I
I
hear about
know
this a lot, actually. This is a big one. Yeah.
yeah. So when people, the people who have the best sessions, colonic sessions, I should say, with me are people who are the most relaxed. Even the
Mm.
lymphatic drainage sessions, when people notice that they just have they just notice that they feel better when they just they're more relaxed as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Um, but really, but when we're stressed, our body shifts into sort of a fight or flight mode, and it's really the body's way of protecting us, and
Mm.
that can slow down digestion
Yeah.
because the body is prioritizing other functions. It's trying to calm us, and so
Right.
suddenly that resources are not available to our digestive system,
Yeah.
and that's can directly contribute to symptoms like constipation, bloating, stomach discomfort, changes in appetite. I mean, how many people, there's like they lose hunger, they're not hungry at all.
Yeah.
They're just they can't eat when they're stressed.
Hmm.
And that's why. So that's why gut health is just more than food. And supporting digestive also means supporting the nervous system with practices like breathing,
Yeah.
meditation. Movement is huge. Movement does so much for us. Um, and quality sleep and just taking time to be present. I think that's just a real problem we all have. I certainly have it. We're
Hmm.
just so busy and just
Yeah.
trying to be present. It's just that's actually for me anyways, it takes a lot of work to try
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
present. But especially around meals as well, that's really important. But definitely at Wellness by the Sea we believe in sort of the mind, body, and energy connections, and taking care of your health just means it's really looking at all of those.
Yeah. I love it because it's like, it's just a good reminder that, the way we care for ourselves goes beyond what we eat. And we get so stuck on the idea of like, well, if I just do this diet, I'll feel better, and we kind of neglect the rest of it. We neglect our
Yeah,
sleep and our water intake and really
people
just
get
take,
so focused on like one thing. They get focused
yeah.
on, okay, I'm eating right, but then what about your exercise? It's hard to
Mm.
do everything. It's
Yeah.
really really hard, but just do the best that you can.
Right. Just implement those small moments. And that's why this wellness experience is so great because, again, they're going to learn from experts like you
Mhm.
firsthand, these simple ways of helping themselves. So your workshop is going to be so valuable. And I hope I think I'm running the workshop. So I'm hopeful I can like sit in and
Oh,
watch you.
good.
Yeah, like kind of
Yeah.
doing the timing and stuff. So I guess my next question would be then for someone who's thinking about attending what can they expect?
Yeah, I love that. So my workshop is really meant to empower attendees with the idea that overall wellness is attainable to everyone. It
Mhm.
really is about those foundational pieces that we've been talking about this whole podcast. Um, and we'll also explore the connection between the digestive system, the lymphatic system, and those habits that
Mhm.
influence how we feel every day.
Yeah.
So people can expect a welcoming educational experience, um, and we'll break down how all the systems work together. And then I'm also going to share simple practices that anyone can incorporate into their daily
I love it.
lives and talk about ways to reduce stress on the body and just really encourage better flow from the inside out. And what I hope people walk away from is just, feeling more connected to themselves, with a
Yeah.
better understanding of what their body needs.
I love that because, not only are they going to leave with more knowledge about their bodies, but practical
Yeah.
tools. I mean, it's just in a new perspective, really, about what they can take home and use day to day. I love that. It's going to be so
Yeah.
valuable. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so grateful that you were able to join us today and speak more to what you do, and sharing all of your wonderful knowledge and information. And actually, you gave me some good nuggets of reminders that I'm going to take with me. But I just want to tell everyone, if today's conversation sparked your curiosity, we want to invite you to join us at the North Shore Wellness Experience Friday, September 12th, 10 to 2 at the beautiful Rolling Ridge Conference and Retreat Center. This isn't going to be, we were talking about this offline. It's not an expo like you walk in and there's a million tables and you're just kind of browsing. This is immersive. This is going to
Hmm.
feel really good. We're going to have sound baths on the patio led by Laura
Wow.
Stegelman. There's going to be time to rest and restore and have real meaningful conversations. So I'm really hoping that people kind of say, you know what, I need this for myself. And they come.
Yeah.
It's more than an event, it's really an opportunity to explore new modalities, connect with incredible practitioners such as yourself, attend workshops, experience mini sessions, and spend the day really investing in you. And I think we all need that, right?
Absolutely. I can't wait. I can't
Mhm.
wait
It'll be so much
to
fun.
just to meet everyone
It'll be
and be part
great.
of that amazing day.
Yeah, so Christina will be leading the Flow Within, a whole body approach to digestive wellness in the Becoming Room. And it's just one of the many experiences happening throughout the day. But I just want to thank you so much for being here
Oh,
and
thank
having
you for
this
having
chat.
me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. And I can't wait to meet you in person.
Same here. It'll be
Yeah,
very soon.
it will be. It'll come quicker than we think. All right.